the rearing of silkworms. In my previous video, I have discussed the life cycle of the silk moth, that when the female silk moth lays the eggs and when they develop into the pupa, and from there it forms the cocoon. Now I will discuss today how we can form or how the rearing of silkworms is done on a very large scale. As I have said before, it is the female silk moth who lays the eggs. So this female silk moth lays around 300 to 400 eggs at one time. Now when these many eggs are laid, and some of the eggs are sold to the farmers. Now when it is sold to the farmers, it is basically sold in the form of a paper or a cloth. So all these eggs, some of the eggs the farmer wants to purchase are placed on the cloth piece and then sold it to the farmer. Now it is this farmer who does the rearing of silkworms. In the process of rearing, he takes care of the appropriate temperature, because temperature, if not appropriate, then the eggs will not hatch, and if they will not hatch, the larva will not come out. So they have to give the eggs proper temperature. They also have to give the eggs the mulberry leaves, because as soon as the eggs hatch, the larva has to eat the mulberry leaves. So this rearing of silkworms on a large scale is known as sericulture, and it is done by the farmers, and this farmer takes the egg from the female silk moth. So basically there are certain industries who keep the farmers aware that the eggs have been hatched, so you can take those eggs, and then the next process starts. This was the concept of rearing of silkworms. When the rearing has been done and when the larva has come out, so after 30 or 25 days, we can say they are in a bigger size, or we can say they have finally developed into a silkworm, and they start to spin around themselves the cocoon. Now when the cocoon has been formed, it is quite ready that we can get the silk from the cocoon, because silk is obtained from the cocoon and not from the silkworm. So the next process after rearing was the first step. After rearing, we have to do the processing. So it is the processing of the silk. Now when the cocoon has been developed, so we are now ready to get the silk from the cocoon. Now all these cocoons are kept in boiling water. Now they are kept in boiling water. So when they are kept in boiling water, the pupa which is developing inside the cocoon dies, and this cocoon, which contains silk fibers, are actually made up of proteins, and these silk fibers starts to separate. That means in the boiling water, the pupa or the silkworm dies, and we have the fibers separated. Now when they are separated, we have to collect them also. Then in the third step, we have reeling. So now in the reeling, these fibers are collected to make a particular bundle, and this process of making the bundle from the fibers in the cocoon is known as reeling of silk. Now when this reeling is done, earlier the reeling was done using hand or small objects, but nowadays we have dedicated machines who can do the reeling of the fibers, reeling of the silk fibers. So these were the three concepts. The first one was rearing of silkworms. That means we are giving the temperature to the eggs so that they can hatch to form the larva. Now when they have hatched, they will start to make the cocoon. Now once the cocoon is made, we will try to get the silk from the cocoon using the processing of silk by keeping these cocoons in the hot boiling water. Now when they are placed in this water, the pupa inside the cocoon dies, and these fibers are then separated. Now when they are separated, we have to collect them using bundles, which is done the process of reeling. Now when reeling is done, there are certain weavers, or we can say certain spinners, who make this fabric out of these silk fibers. So this was the concept of rearing of silkworms.